everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve, this is Everyday Artist, and today we are talking about cross stitch. This is my floss tube number 38, and it's Father's Day, June 20th, and here in sunny Phoenix it is 111 degrees, slated to get up to 115, but it's cooler than yesterday. So if you hear a buzzing of something in the background, it's my fan. Let's jump right into it. I have a finish and some FFOs and some fabric I dyed and some haul because I apparently spent too much money on cross stitch, and an Etsy update. So I'm going to do the Etsy update right away so I don't forget. We've been having a sale there. I believe it's 15% off of $20. And I put our newest bag up there. It's got this cute little, let's see if you can see it. This cute little teapot zipper pull. And there's also a vinyl front version. And it's pretty true to color here. The pictures of it that I posted on Instagram show the purple a little more red, and it also has the little teapot. And these are pretty big. They're the other bag is 14 by 15, and this one is also 14, but the dimension up and down like this is 12. So they fit quite a bit of stuff, and that's the Etsy update, real quick and easy. There is a link in the description below to the Three Sisters Creative Etsy shop. It doesn't say Everyday Artist, it says Three Sisters Creative. So this is my finish. Proud to be an American by Stitching with the Housewives. And I finished it on Navy Ada 14 count. I like black, but stitching on black doesn't really appeal to me, not because it's harder to stitch on black or anything. Navy is just as dark, but because just aesthetically I like the color. So that's why everything that I've been doing with them has a different color background than black. And I went ahead and started Let Freedom Ring. Probably won't be finishing this before July this year, but that's because I have so many irons in the fire right now. But this is my out and about stitching, so you never know. I'm constantly having to drive people somewhere. I have to take my sister somewhere this afternoon, but unfortunately, I'll probably go inside and spend money. And then my next whip is my own pattern. It's another of the smaller two-sided patterns that I've been doing. And this is what it looks like so far. And I'm stitching this on 14 count Ada that I dyed teal, and it's looking really nice with those. Colors in the pattern. My next whip, I just worked on. I hadn't pulled this out in. I feel like I'm talking really fast and going really fast. I apologize if I am. And I know from previous videos that I need to learn to speak up or put the mic on. And I don't want to get the mic out. So I'm going to try to speak up. But put in the comments if you have trouble hearing me. So this is my version of, they call it Black Cat, but I have another pattern called Black Cat, so I'm calling this Art Deco Black Cat. I'm using a variegated DMC, I believe it's 105. And I'm going to mirror this cat on this side so that their tails are together. See the tail? I'm going to have the tails either merge or be really close to each other. That'll be dictated by the size of my fabric, because it's literally the same size as this side, so this, and there's probably room for it to be side by side, but and I know it's really close to the edge here, but the way I'm gonna finish it, I won't need a whole lot. I don't take my stuff to the framers. I worked for many years. I worked in for many years I worked in craft stores that had framing departments, and I was helping out back there a lot, so I learned a lot about framing for myself, cutting mats, all kinds of things. So I don't want to pay for it to be framed unless it's something really, really super important to me. I have some autographed pictures by, it's my artwork, but it's autographed by some of the actors from Star Trek and stuff like that, and I've had those professionally framed, some of them I've framed myself. So I know that they request all this fabric on the back, but realistically I know that you just need enough to be able to pull it tight on the back. So that's my black cat. This is by Crossstitchingforfun. They have a lot of cute patterns that I really like. And of course, my final whip that I've been working on for stitching Cross-Stitch Camp is Whale in a Light Bulb. And this pattern is by Maria Brovko. On Instagram and Etsy, she's Cute Designs by Maria. And this is my progress so far. I think I'm going to be able to finish this before the end of the month. I do have quite a bit of back stitching, and there's a little black bow that's like right here. So, but I think I'm like close to 90% done. So I think I'll be okay. On the other hand, I keep picking up other things because I'm not as panicked about finishing it within the month. And I'm just kind of bored with blue next to the blue next to the blue, which is next to the blue. But of course that's the water, and that's what makes it look so cool, is the different shadings in the water. So it would be just as bad if it was all one color of blue. But I thought of them when I was gonna, my niece had stated that she wanted to do some cross stitch. She's gonna be going to it's not a camp, but it's I don't know, she's a musician and she's going to be there with violin, and she has to be quarantined for a little while when she gets there, and so she wanted to do some cross stitch perhaps while she was there, and all of us went, okay. And so I got her this pattern. This is also by Maria Brovko. It's a very beginner-friendly pattern, Hedgehog. And I coffee tea dyed this fabric for her. And then I thought about it and I thought I put the floss on there, and there's two flosses that are very, very close to this color. And if you're a beginning cross stitcher, that would be very frustrating and hard to do. So I dyed another piece of fabric green, and you can see a picture of it on our Three Sisters Creative video that aired earlier today. But I think she'll have more success with that. I've already passed it on so that it can be mailed to her. It has to be mailed out tomorrow, very soon. But while I was dyeing fabrics, I wanted to dye fabric for the Tinymodernist Sal, When Witches Go Riding. There was a suggested fabric, but I had a large piece of Ada, and I dyed it. I dyed it with gray, and then I added a touch of blue, and then I stuck it in the coffee tea dye, and to me it looks kind of like dirty blue jeans, you know, but I really like it, and I think it'll be good for the pattern. I've got all the threads for this and a couple of other things. That this doesn't take this many threads. It only takes like black and white and gray, and you know, it only takes like, I don't know, 4 or 5. But I have other projects that are coming up that I need these for. And so I went ahead and grabbed all of those when I was making sure I had what I needed. So I'm ready to go. When this pattern drops on July 1st, I will not be doing it because on July 1st, I'm gonna start on my Crossstitch Camp July project, which is Coop Parade by Twin Peaks Primitive. And I have the flosses for that. Actually, one of these is for there too. I hadn't been able to gather all the flosses yet. But I had, so I'm going to work on them both, but I'm really excited to start the Tinymodernist Sal. I really like the little skeleton that I could see, you know, the teaser part, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like that. So I'm kind of excited. So we'll see which one I pick up first. So then I was still dyeing fabric, and I had looked through my patterns of what I wanted, if there was anything I wanted to dye some fabric for, and I had showed you all earlier, I picked up at Joann's a wooden beehive, and I had been thinking about this pattern to put on that by stitching with the Housewives. And so that's the pattern I had in mind when I cut this piece of fabric. I don't think it's going to work on this fabric. I didn't intend for the coral to be quite as dark, but I dyed the yellow, and I knew I wanted a secondary color on there because there's quite a bit of yellow in the pattern. And I was thinking maybe this lighter color here, you know, but I put it, I added the coral to the yellow dye. I had squeezed out the fabric and retied it in a different way, and I forgot it was in there because I was taking out some of the coffee tea dye stuff, and it got really dark. But it's really cool. I really like it, but I don't think it's going to work for the beehive. All the colors seem to show up fine, but it's a little busy for that pattern, so I think I'm going to have to be searching for a different pattern. Yeah. And I also dyed, I have this kit And I love Snowman, so I want to work on this also in July. But I didn't want to be stitching all that white on white. So I also coffee tea dyed this. It doesn't have as much modeling in it. It has a little bit. You can really see it on the camera. And of course I have it all folded and stuff. But I put the floss against it, and there's one floss in the little trees that are behind him that is virtually the same color, but it's okay. It's next to black and other things for those trees, so I'm fine with that, because I won't be trying to stitch a white snowman on a white background like I am with the wizard snowman, you know, that I don't think my eyes can do that anymore. My dog is sitting here in between my feet. You want to say hi? You want to? No? She says, don't pick me up again. I don't like it. Oh, and this is the next bag style that I'm working on. I'm doing quite a bit of sewing, and I'm getting stuff ready to do a couple of different quilts. These are pre-quilts in that I haven't quilted in a long time, but I want to make myself a quilt for my bed. And I showed you the jelly roll. It's a small jelly roll, so half. And I decided to go and get a second one of the same color to make it the way the pattern said, instead of just little pieces. But I will probably use that to make bags out of. And I went ahead and bought a fat quarter with the same fabrics, these beautiful batiks, and to use it, and I bought a background fabric for that so that I can do that pattern and practice doing it before I go for the real thing. And I haven't opened this yet because I don't want to distract myself. It's got hummingbirds on it. Let's see if you can see a full hummingbird. No, you can't. But it's called Hummingbird Lane, and it's beautiful. It's got it's my colors, the teals and the what color is this? I know it's green, but it's a particular color of green. I like those Miami, for lack of a better word, colors. And I'm so excited. I want to open this, but until Missouri Star Quilt Company tells me that the yardage fabric that goes with this is in, they have some of them, but not the ones I'm interested in. Until they tell me that they're in, I am going to try to restrain myself. I may open it later anyway. And when I was at Michael's, they had ribbon for 20 cents or something. So I bought some. I don't need it. Cherries and, I don't know, zebra thing and little owls. I have no use for this, but I like them, and I thought, you know, eventually I'll find a use for them. But most excitingly, the last of my haul, I love this pattern. When she first showed it, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to do that. I shouldn't be doing that. Oh my gosh, it is so cute. I need to, this coming Christmas is going to be very difficult for our family. So I think having stuff that makes me happy about decorating and wanting to put Christmas stuff up, I think is going to be important. And so I went ahead and got it. I kind of wish I'd waited for a PDF version, because I'm really addicted to not having to physical pattern, but having the physical pattern also enables me to take it with me places. So that is a plus on it too. So now I just need to decide if I want to use the DMC equivalent or want to go ahead and use the Classic Colorworks as she does, which I probably will. And this one I will probably put on black. It just, the black speaks to me on this one. So that is the last of my haul. Now, any of you that are thinking about Jolly July, I do have some patterns on the Etsy site that might work for you, and there's some that are smaller. There's Waiting for Midnight, and that is a Santa Claus tore his, no, it's called 10 Minutes to Midnight. Santa Claus tore his pants, and he's waiting for Mrs. Claus to mend them so he can be on his way. And then there's Building Frosty, which is some elves making a snowman, and a couple of little patterns that are Christmas. Waiting for Santa. It's two kittens staring up at the sky by their little tree, waiting for Santa Claus. And Silent Night, which is some angels singing. So go check them out if you're wanting some pattern for Jolly July. And I will see you next week. Thank you for listening. Thanks to my new subscribers. Thank you very much. And if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.